Come to the back of your mat with your feet hip-width apart and bring your hands into prayer. Bow your chin softly towards your chest and just take a couple of deep breaths, allowing yourself to arrive. Take your awareness down into your pelvis and envision your breath expanding this area. In the center of your pelvis lives your second chakra, known as Svadhisthana. And this area governs our emotions. It's governed by the element of water. Today's practice will be about creating more space in this area so that we can flow through life with more ease, so we can connect with our own emotional body with more ease. As Anodea Judith says so beautifully, a balanced second chakra has a deep emotional core that is grounded enough to be contained and open enough to flow and connect. And that is my intention for us today. May we flow and connect. Opening your eyes, inhale chair pose, bend the knees, lower the hips, and sweep the arms overhead. And connect to a gaze point out in front of you and lift your heels up off the ground, coming onto your tippy toes. Stay as you are, reach your arms out in front of you so that they're parallel to the ground. Stay as you are, begin to bend your knees and observe how this begins to deepen the arch stretch as well as strengthen the legs. And then as gracefully as you can, bring your hands into prayer in front of your heart, your hips to your heels. We're going to come into an arm balance. If you're not doing that today, stay as you are. If you're going to come with me, crow pose. Palms on the ground, shoulder width apart, and take your knees to your upper arms. Shift the weight forward and lift your feet up off the ground. Reach your chest forward and keep clawing the mat, lifting up and out of your wrist joints. And the next time you exhale, come on down, Malasana Yogic squat. So take your feet almost as wide as the mat. You can always sit on a block or sit on the ground. Press your elbows to your knees out to the sides, and then just lift your beautiful heart up towards the sky. So again, you can always sit on the ground or sit on a block if this doesn't work for you. From here, you're going to take your right arm down to the ground, out and over to the right, and then take your left hand to your left thigh, roll your left shoulder onto your back, and then roll your chest open towards the left and up to the sky. Breathing into your left side waist. You want to deepen this, go ahead and take your left arm up to the sky. Breathe into the back of your pelvis. I'm going to come into a half bind. If you've got any shoulder stuff, ignore me, okay? You're going to come with me, bend your left elbow and take your left hand by your right hip. Take your right arm around your right shin and find your left fingertips or wrist behind you. We're still twisting towards the left, so lift your heart and roll your chest open. Slowly release, come back to center, hands in prayer in front of the heart. If you need to straighten your legs and wiggle it out, feel free, and then come join me again. Opening your eyes, same other side. Take your left arm to the ground, out and over to the left, so in front of your left shin. Take your right hand to your right thigh, roll your right shoulder on your back, and then look over the right shoulder and up towards the sky, stretching out the right side waist. Stay as you are, reach your right arm up to the sky, splay your fingers out wide. Stay as you are, or we're moving towards that bind. Bend your right elbow, take your right hand behind you by your left hip. Take your left arm around your left shin and try to find your right fingertips or your wrists behind you. Allow the sit bones to get a little bit heavier. Lift the chest up and feel how that widens the stretch. Come on back to center, hands in prayer. And again, you can always just straighten your legs if you ever need to release from this early, no problem. Fingertips come down to the ground. Everybody straighten your legs. Hips up, head down. Feel the difference in the pelvis, in the legs from that stretch. Look forward, walk your hands out in front of you about 2 feet, and then lift your heels up off the ground. Bend your knees, put your knees on the ground for Virasana, hero pose. You're going to come sit in between your legs. Feel free to sit on a block or a bolster. And rest the back of your hands on top of your thighs. Either connect to a gaze point out in front of you or close your eyes. Take your awareness now into the front of the pelvis, the front of the thighs, and just breathe here. Feel free to stay upright or begin to recline. You can recline down onto your forearms. You can lie all the way back. Just my request is that your bum and your knees stay rooted so that we're really stretching out the quadriceps, the front of the thighs. Continue to breathe deep into the pelvis. My friends who are reclined, slowly make your way back up to sit. We'll all come forward onto hands and knees and then stretch one leg out behind you, ball the foot on the ground, and just roll the heel front to back, stretching out the back of the knee. Switch sides. Come on back to center, and then go ahead and stand up on your knees for Ustrasana Camel pose. Take your hands to your lower back and then hug your knees in towards each other. Hug your elbows in towards each other. Inhale, lift the chest up, and then as you exhale, begin to curl your heart up and sweetly back. Feel free to stay more upright. If at any point you want to bring your hands to your heels, both hands to both heels at the exact same time. As long as you're not dealing with any neck stuff today, feel free to release your head looking towards the back of your own mat. Next time you inhale, come upright with your torso. Bring your hands in a prayer in front of your heart. Bring tops of feet to the ground and then sit back on your heels. Breathe into the front of your pelvis. Ustrasana number 2, if you're going to come with me, come stand up on your knees, take your hands to your lower back, fingers face up or down, hug elbows and inner thighs towards each other. Inhale, lift the chest up, and then exhale, begin to curl the heart up and sweetly back. And again, feel free to stay more upright. The idea here is just opening up the front of the body. If you want to bring your hands to your heels, go get them. If you want to release your head back, go get them. Just be mindful. If you start to feel any dizziness, I'd love you to keep your chin closer towards your chest so your neck stays long. Next time you inhale, come upright with your torso, hands in prayer. Sit back on your heels or sit on a block. Let the dust of that settle. May I continue to create more space in the pelvis so that I can flow through life with more ease. Opening your eyes, Virasana number 3, stand up on your knees, pelvis directly over knees, lift pubic bone towards belly button, lengthening the lower back. And then again, inhale, lift the chest up. And as you exhale with hands on lower back, begin to curl the heart up and sweetly back. Take the variation that serves so that you can breathe deep without compression in your lower back. Next time you inhale, upright you go, hands in prayer. Sit back on your heels. Observe if any emotions arise and quite simply breathe into them. Opening your eyes, come forward onto hands and knees. From hands and knees, we're going to take a variation of rabbit pose. Hold on to the outside of your feet with your hands, the outer arches, and then chin in towards the chest. Put the top of the head down to the ground, and then press your heels away from you as you lift your bum up and forward. So the idea is you should be feeling a stretch in the back of the heart and pressure on the top of the head. And slowly come on out of that and make your way into child's pose, hips to heels, forehead either to the ground or one palm on top of the other, forehead rests. Lifting yourself back up again. Come onto hands and knees and take your feet over towards the right and your bum over to the left, and then swing your legs out in front of you. Give them a little 1-2 wiggle. With your legs straight out in front of you, bend your right knee and bring your right foot down to the ground. And slide your right heel to the outside of your left thigh for seated spinal twist. Either keep your left leg straight or bend your left knee, bring your left heel towards your outer right hip. Just check that both your sit bones are on the ground. Take your right hand behind you by your bum and inhale, lift your left arm up to the sky. And as you exhale, wrap your left arm around your right leg, twisting towards the right. Inhale, lift the chest up, and as you exhale from your belly, you twist. Stay as you are or snuggle the left armpit to the outside of the right thigh and deepen the twist. Come on back to center, sweet little counter twist in the opposite direction. Come Come on back to center and straighten both your legs out in front of you for Dandasana staff pose. Take the flesh of your butt out behind you and take your hands on either side of your pelvis. Take a deep breath in, lift the chest, and then hold the breath in and bring your chin halfway towards your chest and gently hug the belly in and up, holding the breath in. Now, right where you are, exhale. And then suck the abdomen in and up. And feel how that creates traction when there's no breath. When you're ready to inhale, release, bend your left knee, bring your left foot onto the ground, and then take your left foot to the outside of your right thigh for seated spinal twist, other side. Again, you can always keep your right leg straight out in front of you, or to deepen this, bend your right knee and bring your right heel to the outside of your left hip. Left hand comes behind you. Inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky, and then as you exhale, wrap your right arm around your left leg. Inhale, lift the chest up, and as you exhale, twist now towards the left. If you want to deepen the stretch, take the elbow to the outside of your thigh. I like closing my eyes in this pose so that I can bring my awareness down into the pelvis. And as you twist from the abdomen and feel how that deepens the stretch in the outer left hip. Next time you exhale, come on back to center, sweet counter twist in the opposite direction. Come on back to center, Dandasana. Straighten your legs out in front of you. Take the flesh of your butt out behind you and take your hands on the outside of your pelvis. Press your palms down. Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath. Bring your chin softly towards your chest. And then exhale right where you are. Suck the abdomen in and up. And then inhale and release. Opening your eyes, take your legs out into a V shape for Upavishta. Take the flesh of your butt out behind you, press your heels away from you, curl toes to shin, and then bring your hands behind you by your pelvis. Press your fingertips down and inhale, lift the chest up. If this ever feels like too much, Baddha Konasana is a great alternative. Soles, feet together, knees out to the sides. Now, wherever you are, breathe into your inner thighs. If you want to take this further, take your hands in front of you, in front of your pelvis. Keep pressing your heels forward, curl toes to shin, lift the chest. If you want to go even deeper, work your forearms either to a block, bolster to the ground. You'll see how it goes in your own body. If you can, tilt your sit bones a little bit higher up to the sky. You'll feel your lower back lengthen, which is great. So especially as you come forward and down with straight legs, you just want to give the lower back a bit of space, and that's what happens when we tilt the pelvis. And you come to your own variation of this inner thigh opener. Close your eyes and breathe into your pelvis. And slowly make your way back up. Take your hands to the outside of your thighs. Slide your hands underneath the backs of your knees, shift the weight back, and then bend your knees and bring your soles, feet together, knees out to the sides, coming into Baddha Konasana. And if you're already there, great, we're coming to join you. Holding on to the outer parts of your feet with your hands, begin to take neck rolls. So begin to draw circles with your head. Take them as slow as you can so that your neck really gets a good stretch. Take the circles in the opposite direction. Relax your jaw. time your chin comes back in towards your chest, just gently lift your head back upright. Find a comfortable seat of your choice. Feel free to sit against the wall or to sit on a bolster or a block, and any position with your legs is great. Once you find your own variation of the meditation, close your eyes. Take your awareness back down into your pelvis. And quite simply breathe here. Observe what's changed since we began the practice. As your mind may wander, come back to your pelvis and breathe there. Remain seated for as long as you like. If you want to join me for Shavasana for a couple minutes, feel free to lie down on your back. Slowly begin to deepen your breath, bringing awareness back into your physical body. Regardless of whether you're seated or lying down, reach your arms overhead and just give yourself a big stretch. Those of us lying down, bend your knees, place your feet on the ground, and take your time making your way up to sit. Once you find your seat, close your eyes and bring your hands into prayer in front of your heart. A balanced second chakra has a deep emotional core that is grounded enough to be contained and open enough to flow and connect. May you move through the rest of your day with more fluidity, with more connection to not only yourself, but the world around you. Namaste. If you like that video, you'll probably like these. And if you want more videos, go to my membership site. Either way, let's stay connected.